look, there's going to be a rough patch. And as you look at this rough patch, I mean, it seems easy to identify. Look, I mean, you're missing key pieces. How do you evaluate what's going on here this last week?
Yeah, we're missing a couple pieces, but you know, we've kind of dealt with that most of the year, and we've won a lot of games. But yeah, we're just like I said after the first game, nothing's coming easy for us right now. You know, on the mound, at the plate, you know, it seemed like everyone was coming through early on, and it was kind of infectious. It's, you know, this is almost inevitable over the course of the season. You run into times like this.
What was different between JR the first couple innings and the rest of the game?
Yeah, just in some tough counts, a lot of 2-0 counts, a lot of 3-ball counts. Tough to operate that way. You know, that's a good offense. I mean, the record is what it is, but it's a good offense. So you're living in some tough counts. It's gonna be tough to operate. And I thought he did a nice job, you know, regrouping and getting through 5 because it started out rough. And I thought, you know, Cookie did an outstanding job. But yeah, JR just in tough counts more than anything.
You know, I'm sure Ritchie's gonna get starts in the future, but losing a guy like Strider is really, really tough. Just kind of long-term outlook, you know. Just kind of how are you guys going to go about filling that void, especially as the season progresses into, you know, more meaningful games in the fall?
Well, I mean, that's a big picture question, but you know, anytime you lose somebody in your rotation, you know, it's tough to fill it. But JR is capable of doing that. You know, we got some other arms that are you know, on the brink here pretty soon. So some help on the way. We'll see how that works out. But you know, and how that fits. But yeah, JR is certainly capable.
Matt Olson went out there in right field today. What was that conversation like when you were telling him that?
Yeah, you know, I figured that was going to be my last shot to get Rowdy in a bat against a righty, because the lefty had gotten up and was starting to get loose. So I pulled the trigger right there, knowing that I didn't really have you know, the positions to fill. But I talked to Olson about playing right. Thought about him playing third, moving Riley to short. But you know, I think it's better to keep him away from the action in right field. And look, he's a great athlete. He'd handle himself. But yeah, you know, I thought that might have been our only shot. We're down 3, and Rowdy was a tying run. We got him off a right-handed sinker baller. I like the matchup, so went for it right there, and you know, deal with the circumstances later.
What have you seen from just Austin's performances at bat as of late that gives you confidence that he'll be able to turn it around in the second half?
Yeah, you know, Austin had a nice day. You know, and hit some tough pitches and barreled them up. So, you know, he's done this. He's had some spurts where he looked like he was on his way, and you know, it's been you know, tough to keep the consistency. But you know, I've said it before, between the work he's putting in and the track record that he has, I believe he's gonna end up turning around and doing big things.
Earlier this season, you called a team meeting during a winning streak. This is your first rough patch of the season. How different is the message now compared to earlier when things might be a little better?
Yeah, the message doesn't change really. The message was the same in spring training. It was the same early in the year, and it'll be the same. You know, if I get in front of them at any other point in time. So that's a good group. You know, they'll find their way through it. We got the right guys in there.
How about this team in the 9th, down a lot, fight back, Camargo's first major league hit, some cool stuff happening, crowd starts going nuts, chanting.
Yeah, you know, I wish it wasn't 5. It's tough to come back down 5 in the last inning, but we were right there. But yeah, these guys, I mean, they're not going to give up. I mean, they're going to keep the beat until there's 27 outs. I mean, that's what I mean. It's a good group. I mean, we're going to find our way through this, and like I said, we got the right guys to do it.
A day
Anything
like,
else for a while?
Huh?
Anything else?
a day like that could, you know, I don't, 2 games here, bullpen, that could, for Ritchie to get through 5, and for some of the other guys, like you say, go multiple innings. I guess that's another silver line. You
Yeah.
today, pretty good pitch.
You know, I like it better when I'm using my leverage guys so much that I gotta give them some rest. You know, instead of giving them rest this way. But you know, it's the chances of playing 2 games in one day and not using any of your leverage guys is slim and none. But we did it, and yeah, they'll have a full tank of gas tomorrow for sure.
Okay. Thanks all.
Thank you.